Hey everybody, 5th Horseman here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we have recovered from the Kraken attack of previous episodes. We have, we got a brain on the station up here. I just built this fuel thing. I'm using my adapter and my very spry tiny tug to get these things all connected. Everything's going very well. I'm very happy with how things are going. So, I'm hoping that I don't screw something up now. But I'm bringing you in here. This is basically after all the cleanup's done. Let's see. My RCS is, yeah, it's working. It's just slow. This is basically, yeah, we're done with all the cleanup. I cleaned up a bunch of garbage. If you look up here on my alarm clock, I've got 3 people, Nathan, Donmon, and Sidri, have yet to come back to the station. Bananas and someone else, Ankro, have made it back to the station. And RD and Newsor were already here. They never actually had any problems. Lucky them. I'm putting this fuel thing on the station, and then I'm going to go out and get the broken fueler that has all the fuel in it, and then we're gonna build our Eve machine, whatever you want to call it. I'm actually at real time now. I'm recording the episode. This is the next episode that's going to be released. The last episode that you just saw, that I just posted this morning about the Kraken attack, I just uploaded it this morning. And I'm playing in real time, which is weird for me. Usually I have several of these ready to go when, at any given time. So this is kind of a new thing for me. Not having extras of anything, so it's kind of weird. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be able to keep up the pace that I have enjoyed in the past, where I have multiple episodes waiting to go. So if a couple days go by without an episode, sorry, but that's just the way it works. Life sometimes gets in the way. Plus, I've got a vacation coming up, and I'm going to be probably taking a week off anyway, at least, as I go down and visit my parents. And I think I just bounced off the station. I did. I don't think I was controlling from the right place. Control from here. And set this as a target. I think I just unset it as a target. There we go. Okay, so we got to go over this way a little bit. I was just talking up my probe here. And now I've screwed him up. And I have to pause the game and open the window for my cat. Okay, I'm back. She, for some reason, thinks it's not 20 degrees outside. Okay, let me get myself situated here. Let's get going forward again. There it is. And get ourselves... Come on, there we go. That'll do it. There we go. Fuel on the station. Looks pretty good. Okay, now I need to go get this guy. This guy has all of our fuel in him. And he doesn't have any monoprop, but he does have our fuel, and he has a decent amount of rocket parts worth of spaceship. I don't know where there's my station core. So he's only at 1.4 kilometers away, but I've got room to store his rocket parts and his fuel now, which is important. Okay, well, on my way over to the station, I've got this thing. I've almost got it to the station, but Donmon Kerman's thing came up, and I figure I would show you how I'm getting these guys back. So we're going to jump to him, the ship, and restore the target. And I basically set up these things so that when I get to him, they're within just driving to distance. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to drive him right at the fuel lifter here. get a good speed going up. They've got plenty of monoprop because all they did was jump out and then they've been orbiting ever since. They haven't, like I didn't set up their orbits or anything like that. And we've got one for Sidri coming up too pretty soon because Donmon and Sidri were really close to each other, and you can actually see Sidri up there. I just pointed at my screen, like that would help you. So Sidri might take a little bit of extra work, but not a big deal. I'm going to actually delete Donmon's alarm. And I'm not going to delete Sidri's alarm. But basically it's just your standard... Oh, but he's actually... There we go. That's where we actually want to go. We don't want to go to the lifter lander. Did I just pass Sidri? Yeah, there he is. Hey, Sidri. I'll be with you in a minute. Let's go ahead and turn his lights on. And also, I don't know if you noticed, I've got texture replacer back, but I took away the faces. I didn't like the faces, obviously, because we were all chicks. But not that there's anything wrong with being a woman. I just am not one, and I don't want to look like one. So let's see. We're coming up on the station here. Yeah, see, there's the brain down there. Should probably turn their lights on, too. Looks like Donmon. I think Ankro's back here as well. Come on, grab on. Or don't. There you go. Okay, get in there. Let's turn on the lights while we're here. There we go. Now we'll jump to Sidri. Superstation Core. Let's make that our target and get on over there before it leaves the physics window. But you saw me do it with Donmon, so I'm not going to show it to you with Sidri. And Nathan's coming up in 11 minutes. So either I'll do Nathan and then I'll recycle this thing, or I'll squeeze the recycling in before Nathan gets here. I'm not sure how long things are going to take. So I will be back when we're done with that. Okay, well, I realize the sun's going to be setting, so I don't want to be doing anything with the probe while the sun's about to set. So I figured I would attach these things here. I brought. I'm not bringing things out here. What am I talking about? When I built this thing, I built 8 EVA struts onto it so that I could strut this thing together so we wouldn't have the same problems we had before. I'm hoping this will fix the shakiness that the other station had. That, along with the fact that I'm not building the problem with that, and I knew this. It's just I don't know. I think I was tired. You can't. Come on, get over there. You can't. It's really hard to talk and do this at the same time. You can't have a bunch of little things, skinny things, or whatever you want to call them, together in a stack, especially with orange tanks, and because they're so big. I'm just going to bump into the station here. There we go. Link. And I had the brain, which had reaction wheels, which is even worse. There we go. And then 2 batteries, which were the same size as that brain. So they were all sandwiched together, kind of like these 2 docking ports are. And it was just, and then I was controlling from way far away, so it was trying to keep that thing steady by shaking itself back and forth, and then bad things happen. So yeah, what are you gonna do? Okay, let's go ahead and grab that. Come on. Oh, I hate the user interface here. Okay, our station is now moderately secure. And we're just gonna... Sidri, you're gonna get in here. We are gonna sleep through the night. Actually, we'll probably take care of Nathan. We'll get Nathan on the ship, then everybody will be back on board. We've got Newzor, Bananas, RD, Ankro, Donmon, and Sidri, and then Nathan's coming back. So we're gonna have a pretty full crew, which is awesome. And then I'm going to go out here and get the fuel lifter, and I'm going to dock it. I'm going to recycle it, and then we're going to build our Eve craft. And that's pretty awesome. Sunrise. Thought you'd want to see that. Just looks kind of cool. Might end up being my screenshot. Who knows? Oop. There we go. Just in case it does end up being the screenshot. Okay. What we do here is this is where I like this game so much. Not that I don't like it normally, but I didn't enjoy the last couple days. I'm gonna admit that to you right now. But this is what I like. Now, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get this engine nozzle aimed at the recycle bin. As soon as I can target it, I will. I'm going to aim it at the recycle bin, and then I'm going to get it heading towards it. And as soon as I'm positive it is going to head towards it, I'm going to disconnect this thing. I'm going to, of course, hit F5 first, because I'm not a moron. But I'm going to disconnect this thing so that it falls in and gets recycled. And then and I'm also going to hit F5 to make sure the fuel gets recycled. I'm pretty sure it does, but I don't want to lose all that fuel. So here we go. My thrust to weight isn't awesome on this guy, so I don't want to be going too fast. Yeah, compared to NASA, we do everything really fast in this game. You know, not just launches, obviously, but you know, dockings and stuff. Like, it takes a space shuttle days to dock with the internet. Well, it took, I should say, the space shuttle days to dock with the International Space Station. Okay. So, you know, like I look at 0.2 meters per second as a really slow dock, but for NASA, that's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to actually control from here. And I'm actually also going to chase mode to make sure that we're looking at this right. And I basically want to aim just to the left of this thing so that this engine nozzle goes in. And here's where I'm going to hit F5. And he has 8449 liquid fuel in him, and this guy has 0. So I'm curious, first of all, does control from here. Does it, will it recycle it at all? And assuming it does, which I can't imagine it doesn't, but assuming it does it recycle it 100%? Which I'm thinking it doesn't. I'm hoping at least fuel does 100%, because it seems reasonable that they'd be able to get all the fuel out of the thing by recycling it. But here we go. I'm going to get down to about 10 meters away or so. And then we should know that if we're going in or not. And I just realized I got to turn this thing on. Okay, I can't see it not going in. So now I'm going to disconnect. And then back away. Oh. And then... Oh, it's gone. I was like, where'd it go? Now I need to back away fairly quickly. There we go. And now 8442, right? It has more than that. No, 8396. So that, yeah, it's 100% because there's still a little bit left in this guy. So that's sweet. Okay, that makes me happy. Okay, this guy's job is done. We're pretty much, I mean, there's a couple things still in orbit, but, whoa. There's a couple things still in orbit, but nothing worth, nothing worth going out and getting. So as soon as I get this guy docked, I'm going to go back and review the plans for my Eve, or not my Eve, my Gilly base, because Obviously, I have some issues with the Kraken that I don't want to. I don't want to those to become permanent issues with my thing after I've gotten it there. So I'm gonna look it over. I mean, I tested it in. I tested it in space by flying it around a little bit, so I don't think it's going to have a problem. But I'm just going to make sure, to check all the check boxes off, make sure I've got monoprop on it and things like that. So, but yeah, these dockings are easy. There we go. Okay, but there's our station. It's pretty awesome looking station. It's got fuel now. It's got rocket parts. It's actually, it looks like I may have. Yeah, I overflowed my rocket part tanks. Not a big deal. But yeah, 263380. I'm pretty sure that's far more than I need. But I don't want to show you this thing, so I'm going to cut here, and I will come back when I'm building it. Okay, we're back, and everything looks fine. I just now have hit F5. It just quick saved. This thing, I set this off to the side because it's crazy. Yeah, it's in the. I built it in the space plane hangar, and you'll see why in a second. Ghillie all-in-one, a mere 95 parts. How big could it be? Well, I'll tell you, it's going to be huge. Monoprop, we've only got 51. It's going to need some, so we might have to go down and do a refueling session when the time comes. I just realized I didn't put any monoprop on these, but you know what? I can build some, and you know what? I'm going to do that first. No, I'm not. I'm going to do this first. Okay, are we ready? 3, 2, 1, build. Okay, that's not what I expected. But at least it's there. I was expecting it to go straight out. Okay, here's the ship. That's crazy. It's like docked, but not quite docked. Let's make sure. Okay, it's deactivated. Okay, here's the way it works. Let's get a better view here. Free mode, I guess, is probably good. This is my scanner. This is going to orbit Ghillie and scan for cathane and ore. Here's my monoprop tank. Here's just a docking port. This is a 3D printer. This is the new a new mod for the cathane or the extraplanetary launch pads mod. This will actually it has a little animation of printing off 3D rocket parts. So it's going to create rocket parts. This is a smelter or a furnace from another mod for the extraplanetary launch pads mod that will that just looks a lot better than the converters and the smelter that's in the game. I've got a tiny little tank for rocket parts and ore because I'm never going to be actually storing those. I'm sorry, not rocket parts, metal and ore. This is going to convert ore into metal. This is going to convert metal into rocket parts, and the rocket parts are going to get stored here. And I've only got one now because I can always build more when I get there. Here's 2 drills. These are the Baja drills. They're freaking awesome. And then I also have 2 prospector probes to land around. And then I have this, which is actually going to disconnect when the time comes and land next to the base. This is the living quarters. Seats 4, but we're only going to have 3 guys up here. And finally, last but not least, we've got a nuclear engine in the back, a fairly small fuel tank for this size of a craft. This is the awesome thing about launching from Minmus. You don't need that much Delta V. And then we've got all the little things down here that will allow us to stick this thing to the surface. And it has landing legs in various places because it is actually going to sit on these landing legs, and then we're going to bolt it to the surface. When ships come in to dock, they are actually going to dock onto this thing here, this big one. Refuel, do whatever. I have no idea what's going to happen, to be honest with you. Because this isn't going to have an orbiting station, so maybe nothing will dock. But it's nice to have that. And there's also a docking port here. There's a small one and a big one. So we have room to grow is the idea. And there's a big docking port back here and a small one up here, so we can dock things to the front and the back. Once we land, I'm going to disconnect this and recycle it. And there's a chair on the back, so we can actually lift this thing up, set it in here, get the Kerbal out, and then just turn on the recycler and recycle it away. So yeah, that's the craft. It needs a monoprop though, because I want full monopropellant tanks when the time comes, and he's already got a full fuel tank, which is awesome. So we need to go get, actually we need to build a new fuel lifter. We're going to actually build it on here, which is crazy. I don't like the fuel lifter I have, so I'm going to build a new one, and then we are going to launch that. So I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, well, we have a slight problem. We need 7698 rocket parts to build this thing, and we have 6717. We are about 1,000 or so shy. So I have two choices. I can go find my lifter and bring it back, or I can go over here and get the Minmus Refueling Station 1 and bring it back and dump it in here and dump it in the recycle bin that's blocked, although I can dump it into this recycle bin. And get the rocket parts that way, and I think I'm going to do that. So that'll be fun. Let's go Minmus Refueling Station 1. Let's see what he looks like, because I honestly don't know. Okay, he has some fuel in him. Yeah, he's got fuel. He has enough stuff for a decent amount of rocket parts and everything. He could even build something if he had a brain. If he only had a brain. So what I think we're going to do is we are going to come over here, attach the guy to this thing, and then see how he flies. I think we'll attach him here. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, undock him. Switch to him. What is that? Minmus Fuel Lifter. Yeah, that's going to be garbage too. What's this? Minmus Refueling Station 1 debris. Who knows what that is? Okay, but this is what we want. What we really, really want. So let's get ourselves aimed at it. Actually, let's do this with a maneuver node, because we're far enough away that we should figure out the best way to do it here. If we, yeah, that'll get the next orbit. So let's just do that. Why not? And somewhere around here, let's see, Station Living Quarters Probe. What the? And it's possible that our thing is landed. Rocket ship lander. Yeah, see, our rocket ship is actually landed down here. So I think I'm also going to, once we've done this maneuver, to do this here, I'm going to go down and just get the rocket ship lander, because it's down there. Why not? We want to bring it back up eventually anyway. So let's go ahead and aim at our maneuver node. Yeah, it's a 1.1 meter per second. The hardest part about this maneuver is going to be only going that amount. And oh my god, I suck so much. Okay. The hardest part apparently of the maneuver isn't doing that. It's okay. Let's turn our RCS on. I don't want that anymore. Yeah, let's just get it right there. Okay. Can only be, what is it? Yeah. So I was going to add a near approach. Boom, done. And let's go to our rocket ship and see what he looks like. Okay, well, the rocket ship lander was actually, do I have lights on this guy? I don't think I do. Nope, no lights. It was actually the rocket base. It was just, for some reason, named Rocket Ship Lander. So there's nothing here. So I gotta go find my rocket ship, because I don't think I recycled it, but maybe I did. I don't know. Well, apparently I did, what do we call it? Recycle it. I don't remember doing it. I don't think I wanted to do it, but I'm sure I had a good reason when the time came. However, while I was looking around for it, I found I've got a perfectly good Tiny Tug, another Tiny Tug 2, which I've renamed Tiny Tug 1. I figured this is now the Tiny Tug, and I can just name them by how many I have. I apparently have 2 of them, which is always nice. It's nice to have 2 of everything. So what I'm going to do is with the Tiny Tug 2, I am going to try to get it to this Minmus fuel lifter. 1.4. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm gonna set up a couple maneuver nodes to align his orbit and get it attached to this thing, and then that way I can recycle these things, so I will have enough rocket parts to build a new rocket part lifter off the surface. I don't know why I would have recycled that thing. Maybe I crashed into it or something. Who knows? But I'm gonna do all that, and I will be back when I'm going down to get more ore. Okay, I recycled the fuel, the old fuel station, and now I've got tons of fuel and I've got tons of rocket parts. I almost used too many rocket parts, which is kind of amusing. But I'm going to hit F5 because I'm Not 100% sure if this is going to work or not, but I'm going to build my new rocket ship. Let's go ahead and load that. And now I can afford him. He has no monopropellant. So we're just going to have to deal with that. But let's go ahead and build him. That is awesome. We have a dock here, docked with this, and then we've got this docked with it. How many parts is that? 178 parts, not bad. Okay, now we need somebody to man this guy. I almost want to connect to him with this. You know what? Let's do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to donate my monopropellant to this guy. I'm gonna before I build one, I'm gonna go back down and redesign. I'm gonna add more monopropellant tanks to my fuel lifter, so he brings more monopropellant up from the surface. Because that seems to be what I'm running out of more than anything else is monoprop. So, okay, so he can now this guy. Okay, I just restored from a quick save because I just remembered why I recycled the ship, because I wanted to add monoprop to it. I'm such a moron. So I'm going to go to the VAB, do that, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just rebuilt the exact same ship I had built before. I am stupid. I don't want rocket parts, or I don't want monoprop on this guy. I don't need it. He's perfectly fine. What I do need is somebody to control him, and apparently nobody, I can see anybody. Bananas! I don't think you've ever been to the surface of Minmus. How would you like to go? We're going to send you down. In this here ship. Ooh, free mode. There we go. Just wanted to get you at least semi-aligned with the door here. Okay, well, other than the fact that it's somebody doing it who's never done it before, this is exactly the same as everything else. So, I am not going to put you through it. I am going to hit F5. I'm going to release him from his bonds, and I'm going to send him down to the surface. So, we're going to do that, and then I'm going to have enough rocket parts to build whatever the heck it was I wanted to build, and I honestly don't remember what it was now. I mean, I've built this. Oh, my fuel lifter. I want to. This is all so I can build a fuel lifter. That's freaking hilarious. Actually, I wonder. I might have enough rocket parts to actually just build the fuel lifter. Let's. Oops, I am controlling the wrong ship. Just don't crash. That's all I ask. Lights on, so we can land in the dark. But if I don't need to, I'm not going to. Let's just get him out of the way here. What I don't remember is if I rebuild. I did. I know I rebuilt it. Let's hit F5 just in case I didn't rebuild my fuel lander. Minimus Fuel Lifter 3. Wish I had a date on there. The date that you built it. Let's see. I don't need to worry about the electric charge. I kind of do need to worry about the monoprop on this guy. Let's go ahead and build him, though. Because I can. Yeah, this is the right guy, because he's got the docking port on the bottom of him. So, now I'm gonna actually get monopropellant into his monoprop tanks from this guy. Just enough to get him down there. So, let's switch to him. Let's control from here. Turn on the monoprop. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to give him too much, but that's not a big deal. Oh, did I just bump into him? I did, and it's going to get me docked. Sweet. See, I am getting better at docking. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to empty the monoprop out of this guy. Engineer, I don't need you right now. Into one of these guys. because the way I built this guy, and this is if you're going to be doing Kethane stuff, I suggest you do the same. Is the main monoprop tank here, and I just remembered I was going to add more, but oh well. The main monoprop tank here is to bring monoprop back to the station. These two monoprop tanks aren't going to bring up to the station, and I added them so that they have a pump level of 0, so they never... let me turn on balance to him. There we go. Now they're balanced, so not that it matters that much. And I did the same thing with these fuel tanks. There's fuel tanks here that need fuel in them pretty badly. Yeah, see, these guys should have a pump level of 6, and they should have auto pump on for all of them. I'll have to fix that before I launch this guy. Although he probably is. No, he's not full of fuel yet. So I'm going to do that, and I will be back when I have all my balancing set up correctly. Yeah. Okay. So really quick, what I did here is these two fuel tanks, I set the balance to 0, so that they'll always get filled from anyone who's set to pump. These fuel tanks are set to 7, so that they will only accept one from an 8, and they'll pump out to anyone else. These are set to a 6, so they will pump out to anyone below 6, but they'll accept the fuel from these guys. So these two little fuel tanks, which is enough fuel to get me down to the surface, will always have fuel when I leave the station. These ones, though, will be empty whenever I leave the station. These monoprop tanks are set the same way. However, this one's set to 7, so it empties into the monoprop tanks that I don't have on the station right now. But it will empty into the monoprop tank here when it gets some. And that's it. So we are going to head down to the surface with our fuel lifter here, F5 to save. And then detach him. And we don't want this probe anymore. So detach him as well. If I could ever... There we go. Undock. And